Um,
I'm handsome, I'm fast, I'm pretty, and can't possibly be beat.
High fly ball into right field. She is gone.
They might be going to call George Brett out.
Well, he's out.
Yes, sir.
Brett is out. Look at this. Brett is out. And
He's steaming mad.
he is out.
Swung. Fly ball deep left center. Grissom on the run. Yes! Yes! The Atlanta Braves have given you a championship.
Auburn going after it. Here's a good snap. It is blocked. It is blocked. It's followed a run. It's followed a run. He's going to score. David Wagner. David Wagner has scored. And Auburn is tied the game.
It's good! It's good!
It's good.
It's good!
It's good.
It's good!
Van Tippen has won the ball game.
Alabama has beaten Auburn!
I'd like for the people to remember me as being a winner, because I ain't never been nothing but a winner.
Hey, yo, what up? What's going on? It's the Total Chat Sports Podcast, number 69. 69. Yeah, baby. We got number 69 on the list, and we're not stopping. We're not stopping at all. Do I have it on? Why am I getting feedback? Maybe it's the game. Maybe that's the game. Anyway, thanks so much for joining in on the podcast, on the stream, everything like that. We're going to do a little craziness tonight. I know it's a podcast in itself, but we're going to seem to do a little bit of sports talk while we're playing Sea of Thieves. Because trying to get a little gaming in, trying to get a little sports talk in. I only got a couple of days. I mean, we got sports on like right now. Isn't Liberty playing somebody? So I mean, like as I'm talking, I'm pretty sure there's another game going on right now. So I mean, I feel like any time, especially right now in the next like 50 something days, whatever it is, you're going to be listening to the Total Chat Sports Podcast on Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram Straight Flexing, any of those places, you'll basically just be you'll be listening to that while a game is going on, probably. I mean, literally could be talking about a game, and there's a game going on right now. Another game going on, and another game going on, and another game on. So there's so many games going on, whether it's NFL, college, anything like that, anything under the sun. High school football on Friday nights. We're still going to talk that too. We got playoff talk. We got playoff implications. We've got all this type of stuff. So we got to get into that too. We'll probably get into that tomorrow. Yes, I say tomorrow because we're going to do one tomorrow. Not working until the weekend. So we're going to try to get those in. And I still have my regular schedule, but no overtime right now. So the weekend. So definitely get that in. I definitely won't have to watch Auburn lose another game. They're on a bye. I won't definitely have to watch Alabama. Hopefully they won't lose to South Carolina at home. After coming off a 40-35 loss to Vanderbilt. The Vanderbilts. Do we want to even talk about that either? Do Alabama fans even want to talk about that? Is that something that's just is it really that bad though? Like as bad as it is because it's Vanderbilt, or most people want to talk about is. I mean, the better team won. Straight up defensively, offense was able to respond. I mean, Vandy was able to create turnovers. The defensive line wasn't able to get sacks for Alabama. I mean, there's a huge lot of question marks. You had Malachi Moore acting like a child, but then he apologized. But I mean, I've seen the apology, and he's kind of like, He was kind of smiling the whole time, not looking people in the face, like dead. Because I feel like if it was Saban right behind him, he'd be like, "Oh God," be like, "Oh, dead ass," like try to like say something right, blah blah blah. I still like Kalen DeBoer. I don't understand the whole like everyone like trashing him, calling him Kevin Harsin or Kevin. What is his name? Brian Harsin, and Brian Harsin, and just basically ripping him because of the way he dresses and just the way that he carries himself. And yeah, everyone wants to talk about how Nick Saban like cracked the whip and all this other stuff and like made sure that like guys were in line and all this other stuff. He still had a lot of guys that got in trouble too. I mean, the thing is I feel like when I listen, a lot of people didn't understand what Kalen DeBoer was either saying too, trying to apologize for what Malachi Moore did, but also like not really taking accountability about like how everything was going on in the game. At least he's not like Hugh Freeze, okay? I like Hugh Freeze, all right? I think he's a great offensive coach. But when you're throwing your quarterback under the bus, then your quarterback saying something different, then you're yearning for the next year and how you're talking about literally after the game, it's a disappointing season, and you literally talk about how bad the season is going for you instead of trying to correct it and right wrongs. No, Alabama can lose one game to Vanderbilt and then all is lost because they were number 1 overall. It was one of the best teams that's ever lost comparable to the last 3 times that they lost, or 2 other times they lost to Vandy. So, I mean, it's just ridiculous in my opinion when we sit here. Like, Michigan could go lose to Appalachian State, all right? That is worse than losing to Vandy, especially as Vandy has been able to upset people in the past. They beat Tennessee in the past. But, Tennessee's this great team who lost to Arkansas. Arkansas beat Auburn. Okay? We'll see as a true test. If Alabama, I haven't looked at the rest of the schedule. If Alabama has to play Arkansas, it's gonna be a tough game. They got a good offense. It's just like Alabama's. They don't have a very good defense, it seems like. Do they even play Arkansas? No, they don't. They play Oklahoma. That was the different game. They play Missouri this year, too. So they play Tennessee. So South Carolina, Tennessee, Missouri. And then you got LSU, and then you've got an off game in Mercer. It's going to be a tough stretch. That's a tough stretch, especially in this new age of the SEC. Especially the way that Vandy was able to get Diego Pavia to come over through the transfer portal and through NIL, and Pavia, whatever his name is. You can sit there and do those types of things. Honestly, this Diego guy should be playing at Auburn if we're going to be crazy with it. So that's the one thing that irks me. We're going to sit here and talk about who should be doing what. Are you in Discord, by the way? Still? So, I mean, yeah, everybody wants to crap on how bad Alabama lost to Vanderbilt, to the Vanderbilts. But, I mean, in itself, that was a great game. You want to see that out of the SEC, too. Everyone's going to talk about how bad the SEC is. A lot of teams went down. I mean, Tennessee went down. Alabama went down. Miami almost went down. Texas A&M beat the crap out of a pretender in Missouri. And we'll see that when Alabama plays Missouri. Well, I'll be about to eat my words. Minnesota beat USC. How good is the Big Ten, people? Quit telling me that the SEC is so bad because the number one team overall lost to Vanderbilt. Minnesota. Vanderbilt could beat Minnesota. Vanderbilt lost to Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech was supposed to be picked to win the ACC. How good is the ACC this year? It's individual colleges that are good. How good is Ohio State? They haven't really played anybody. They're going to play Oregon this weekend. We're going to sit here and talk about how good Oregon is? About how great Ohio State is when they beat whichever team wins? They're going to go on and win the national title? Maybe. They're going to make the playoff. You're probably going to get 4 teams out of the SEC. You're going to get 4 teams out of the Big Ten. You're going to get the ACC championship. You're going to get the Big 12 champion. And then you're going to get the group of 5, and then boom, boom, boom. And that's what I'm saying. You're not going to get 4 of the other 2, but you're going to get that many. But you're going to get a lot. I mean, when I sit here and we're talking about individual records. When Texas A&M and Texas are leading on top of the SEC right now, that's a little scary. Oklahoma too. You forgot about Oklahoma. Oklahoma should just not have lost to Tennessee, though. That's the thing. Tennessee was riding high on that Oklahoma win. That's the thing. They're like, oh, yeah, we're going to win the... Boom. Sorry. No. All right, let me join you in Discord. Hold on. Oh, I need to be in.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello. Hello.
There you are. Okay.
There we go. I need to put on voice open. I think everything else is right. Yeah, I can hear you. Right? Yeah. So it should be. How I run it normal. Anyway.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. I was just saying that. I was making sure. I think everyone can hear you too. So just make sure. Because I run it like normal. With
I might have to
Oh, that's what I was doing.
share my audio or something.
No, you're good. Good like you are. That's what I meant to do. Join us. Bye. What are we doing? Regular Tina?
Yeah, did you vote?
No, I did not. That didn't work. So, no one needs to explain to me how good this team is, how bad this team is, because I am so sick and tired of it, honestly. I'm just... this is the new age college football. This is how stuff's going to run for the rest of our days until something better comes, and then they become employees, and then they got contracts, they can have agents, and then it's NFL too. They should just call it NIFL? They should do that. NFL or NIFL. That sound like a good ring? Because, I mean, honestly, it's just going to get to the point where it's just like, we're just going to pay these guys. But the thing is, I feel like they've got more freedom than they do until they actually get a contract. They have more freedom right now, obviously, than they do anytime. They could just leave whenever they want. They can do this whole, with the Jaheim Otis thing for Alabama, with him redshirting, and basically just being able to stay with the team the entire time. I'm sorry, if I was the head coach and you're going to quit on our team, you're leaving. Sorry, buddy. I'd be like, you can practice on the practice field on your own time, But that workout room, all those places, like, they're not for you anymore. Now, I could understand if someone graduates and they want to transfer, but that's not the case. We're talking about a guy who's only there because obviously he got paid. He was getting paid before that. We have to be holier than thou, apparently now. We actually just have to do it up front now. And literally, sees the writing on the wall, not playing all the time, getting beat out, not probably starting when he wants to, obviously. And this is how it is. Like, he's just going to redshirt just like that Sluka guy. And you're going to have other situations, like the guy from USC, like we talked before, and then the running back from New Mexico State. I mean, it's just, these kids got to be smart. We used to do a finance class in high school. I'm pretty sure we did one in middle school too. Like I learned how to write a check and all that other stuff in middle school.
Middle school?
I'm pretty sure it was middle school because in Georgia we were like way ahead. Alabama was pretty behind. I'm gonna tell you right now. I was already taking a certain math in Georgia when I came to Alabama, and they were like, no, you have to take this math again. We didn't say anything. We didn't say anything. We just did it anyway.
You gotta learn it the Alabama way.
You gotta learn it the Alabama math way. Exactly. See, you're catching on. I mean, I don't know what exactly that is. It's better than Common Core, I'll tell you that. So
use all your fingers and toes.
like, well, what if you only got 9? You know what I mean? What if you only got 31 teeths? So I mean, not teeths, but I mean, and the tooths.
Vote on this.
What are we voting on? Oh, I tried to vote on my own. And so, yeah, no, I can't do that. That's crazy. I'm beyond just how nowadays it's so easy. Like, if you want to get a job, like nowadays, like everyone's just saying, like if you want to get a job nowadays, just be an influencer or an ambassador or be some kind of TikTok star. I swear, I get it. It's the new trend. It's all the trends that different generations used to do, and it's just different generations older just not understanding it. But the whole like TikTok, like when just doing one because you're at school, or just because working at schools is kind of let me see that too. Just being at school, doing a TikTok, or being at the football game, doing a TikTok, and it's not like you're doing anything different. Nobody's doing anything different. They're just all doing the same dance, or they're all doing the same quote viral dance, and they're just trying to get so many views on it. Like, I think it's absolutely silly. I mean, it's like watching the same different types of like content on YouTube, and then like other people using that same content on their YouTube short or whatever, and it's all this, like, it's all a revolving door. And then it's on Facebook and it's all a revolving door. Maybe it's just because the algorithm, and then everything is just like all the same on my phone. So maybe that's what it is. I don't know. I don't think Head of Steel has that problem with. I just want to watch like cooking videos or like funny dog videos, or I don't want to watch like some weird thing that's gonna make me sad, or some weird ass video that's not even from the country that I'm in. That is just like completely weird and fucked up, and it goes beyond like any kind of streaming laws. And it's like, nah, we're good. I go down that algorithm though on YouTube really bad still. It's like I watch like one History Marsh episode, which amazing by the way. I watch like an episode of that, and then it'll be like I'll find a short and I'll watch a short of that, and then I'll flip it up, and then it'll go to like Vikings, or it'll go to Game of Thrones, or it'll go to something like that that's like comparable, and it'll give me like some short from a video. And the one thing that's absolutely awful when you have to listen to something like that is when someone plays like the stupid, unnecessary music behind the video. It just completely ruins the video entirely. It's awful. I hate it.
It allows them to say that they're different or original.
Yeah, but it also apparently I guess it's not copyrighted, right? Because I mean, like if they're playing some generic song during the video, because I know if like they do it on Facebook, if you speed it up, the video, you can't get copyrighted for it, even though you clipped obviously like a minute, 2 minutes of the video for someone to watch. So I don't know how that works. I don't know how a lot of that stuff works because like we're streaming on YouTube and Twitch right now, right? But if any kind of like music played that's copyrighted during the stream, like it would demonetize YouTube. Twitch would be okay. But because we're streaming on Restream and doing two types of streams, like it's kind of weird how like when you go back and look at the analytics and everything, you go look at what the comments were, and it's like it'll tell you if there were any problems or whatever, or if you copyrighted or whatever. But mostly it's just music. I think if you do like Twitter and stuff, and you play stuff off Twitter, I haven't had any flags. I don't know if how's that works.
I got no idea how any of that stuff works at all.
I don't know how any of that stuff works either, because like there's a lot of times where I'm just kind of like winging it. And I'm like, well, I don't know how these analytics work, if it's like concurrent viewers and how many viewers or whatever. Because like I've seen videos on Twitter where it's like, even at Old Job, there was so many like Twitter viewers, but it was views, and it didn't make sense to me because it wasn't. I was like, that many people aren't watching live. I was like, because then when you click on it, it'd be like 5. So I don't know like what it is.
Does a view count if it appears on somebody's feed and they scroll past it? I wouldn't think so, but that's what it seems like they were counting. Up all the way. Yep.
We pulled up on this island, brah. So Miami should have lost, and that in itself, Miami once again escapes by on like a friggin' crazy last minute score, beats California, still undefeated. Everyone probably thinks Miami should be the #1 team in the country, probably. I still think though, like, for being serious, obviously he's going to be one of the Heisman runners. It's going to be him, Sanders, and maybe Milroe if he wins out. But we'll have to see now with that loss to Vandy and the 2 turnovers. Which, I mean, one of the turnovers was like a pick 6 that got deflected. And realistically, he probably could have taken off and got it. Ooh, I found a Seafarer's chest. I had Michigan to beat Washington because I really don't think Washington's very good. But apparently Michigan they lost Harbaugh. They lost all them coaches. They lost all them players. See, most teams everyone wants to shit on Alabama for losing to Vandy this weekend. But none of these teams could handle the amount of people that are either at another school because they transferred last year or they quit or whatever. Because, I mean, if you go look at it realistically, right, there's 5 players. Like, obviously there was over, like, 20-something players that left Alabama, like 21 or maybe more. All right, but if we count this out, there's 5 players at FSU. 3 of them play, like, meaningful snaps. All right, there's, like, 5 people that go to Ohio State. Like, 2 or 3 of them play meaningful snaps. Maybe more. So the majority of those players play meaningful snaps. All right. Then you got Louisville. Ja'Cory Brooks is like a huge piece in that offense for Louisville. I mean, when you look at it, when you look at all these other teams where these players have like left and gone off or whatever, and then a lot of them that have gone off to the NFL, people don't understand that some of these like teams that like play real well might be here or there, might be in the top 10 every single year, all right? But as soon as they lose that many players, they are not in that same realm anymore. Like we just can't. We got to be serious for a moment. Because, like, the only teams that can really do this, because they do it in the transfer portal or they do it with NIL now, especially, is like Alabama, Ohio State, Georgia. I mean, Michigan could do it, but I think that Michigan would have to, like, I don't think they're going to do it with the current head coach. So, or they got to figure it out on offense because they're good on defense. They're just pretty bad on offense. But when you're looking at other teams like Texas can do it, especially now being in the SEC. So there's only like a few teams. Maybe Oregon can do it, but Oregon's like very flashy every single year. They're always like looking real good. It's like Penn State. Penn State. I like Penn State. They're 5-0. All right, they're sneaking in, number 7. But the moment they play Ohio State, the moment they play Michigan, they might choke it all the way. Hell, if they play Minnesota this year, they might screw it up. I mean, Minnesota's been able to. That's the thing about Minnesota, though, is like it's comparable, if not worse than Vandy, especially this year at quarterback. That we can't sit here and say that like all these teams are the best teams in the nation when we're going to find out real quick now, especially with the 12-team playoff and how many different people get in. And then everybody will just get even more pissed because they'll be like, well, we need 16. Well, we need 24. We got to figure it all out. It's like, no, we don't. Because if my boy John Sumrall over at Tulane, if he seriously comes out and absolutely just dominates the rest of the season like he dominated UAB and Trent Dilfer's shat-ass team, then sorry, UAB. But if he comes out, dominates his conference, wins the conference, gets that spot to be in the college football playoff, he's going to get wrecked by whoever's number 1 or number 4 or number 5, number 6, whatever. Like that, they're gonna beat him pretty bad. But that's the cool thing about this concept, because it's kind of like, I mean, if we want to make a video game reference, it's like a video game setup where you're playing these top 10 matchups or whatever, or you're playing these huge games, in a sense, at your home. And, I mean, that's what we always want to see anyway. And that's the thing. We got Alabama, Wisconsin, and Alabama, Michigan State. I mean, Auburn's played Clemson. Auburn's played West Virginia. You know, like, there's different games. Auburn's played, obviously, California. Like, there's games that I like seeing that are the non-conference games throughout the season, and that's the reason why I think this, especially this year, with this whole new realm of the playoffs and certain conferences and everything, I think like these matchups are a lot of fun to watch, obviously, and I like these realistic when we talk about basketball matchups, where it's like the Big 12 versus the ACC, or the Big 10 versus the SEC, or against the ACC, or something like that. So I like those. They're fun. UCLA, Penn State, even though they're both Big Ten teams now. Like, in itself, it's absolutely stupid, I think, now that they're in the same conference. But the fact that they played a regular season game on a Saturday and UCLA had to travel all the way to Penn State to play Penn State, that's so stupid, in my opinion. That's just so friggin' stupid. I mean, Michigan having to go to Washington, I mean, it's just ridiculous. I mean, that's like if like, let's say like New Mexico wanted to get in the SEC, and they have to go. Alabama has to go all the way, or freaking Florida. Florida has to go all the way, or South Carolina has to go all the way to New Mexico to play this conference game. It's just, it doesn't make sense. It's so stupid.
Yeah, but it's not like they're busing.
Yeah, but I mean, their stuff has to be bussed. Miami's gear, the band and the gear and everything had to be bussed. They had like a whole Twitter account.
Why that shit? They don't have their own.
No, that'd be extra gas mileage, bro. You know what would be cool? And then everyone just shut up about these cupcake games. And I thought about this earlier. Might be a good idea. I don't know. You know, I don't know if they do it already or not. I don't think they do, though. But if, like, let's say Alabama wanted Troy, which it's a short run. But, all right, let's say they wanted Western Carolina. So they played Western Carolina. Let's say they wanted Western Carolina. what if outside of having to pay them to come play them, they also have to do that, but they also have to make up the travel and the stay. They have to do all the they have to do all the travel stuff for them. They have to pay for that. And then that would like have even more competition on the bigger conferences or the bigger teams that are able to do that, because these smaller teams aren't going to be able to do that. Some of these like lower SEC, lower, they'd have to find a team and then find a reasonable price, because they always like the prices seem to always fluctuate between what team you're playing, and maybe it's by conference, but like you should have to pay the fee, obviously. Nice, it rhymed. To play the team, but you also have to like the gas, you got to pay for the plane gas or the bus gas or whatever, or you gotta pay for the room and board too for the team, and then maybe these teams will be like, well, think about it, maybe we shouldn't do this. Like, I don't know if they already do that like now, like if Wisconsin. Like, I don't know how the agreements go between two teams, because it's obviously agreement. You play here, you play here. But is there, like, what's the money deal, or what's the situation deal if, like, Wisconsin plays Alabama? Or, like, if it's like Miami, let's say it's Miami and Auburn, and they're playing that Chick-fil-A thing in Atlanta, like, is the Chick-fil-A thing paying them? Or are they, like, when they play each other, like, is that... Like, but maybe that's a little different. Maybe if it was a head-to-head, like, I don't, like, do the conferences pay for that, for the matchup in itself, because everyone else is playing a matchup too? Like, I don't know how that money works. Do they both share the streaming rights or something because it's a game? Maybe that's how they do it. Oh, this island is breaking down because I've not been helping at all.
It took off.
Oh, you left me.
Yeah.
What a jerk.
Go collect some skulls or something.
Where is the, where? Oh, yeah, they're still alive, aren't they? The, skeletons. Oh, shit, I got fucked. Ugh. I'm gonna hide right here. I got a pretty good spot that's not geyser. If I get in the water, I should be okay, right?
Maybe, yeah.
The shark might come get me. I'm actually okay where I'm at, and I haven't seen any volcano hit me yet, so I think I might be okay. I might have found a spot in the game where you don't burn or don't get hit by anything. As long as nothing comes and attacks me, I'll be okay. Because I'll probably lose and die. Let's see. Ole Miss, I wish... See, I got 3-2 again. Lady Bird, we got to get better with our picks, girl. We got to get better with our picks. She's over there biting herself. Doing itchy. Itchies. Got itchies. But we got to do better with our picks. We went 3-2 again. Did good with Alabama. Picking Vandy. Did really good with Auburn.
Vandy?
Picked Vandy. Yeah.
You did?
Yeah. Wanted to cover. I was like, yeah, Vandy will cover. They've been able to cover this in this whole year. They played Missouri. I was like, Missouri is like a 14.5 point favorite against Vandy, I think it was. I was like, yeah, they're gonna cover. I think maybe it was 18. But it was a lot. It seemed like a lot. That's the reason why I was confused. I haven't been hit by anything yet. Oh God. Nope, that went right by me. We're good. We're still okay. Oh God, that might actually hit me. Nope, we're good. But yeah, no, I picked Vandy. I picked I picked Auburn, which they lost by 18. It was a 21.5, I think it was, for Georgia. I think I picked Arkansas, Tennessee, but I know I picked Michigan, so I lost that one. Oh, and I picked Ole Miss, and I lost that one. That's what it was. Oh, and no, it wasn't Tennessee, Arkansas. I was gonna pick Arkansas though, full out, but I did go 3-2 because I picked Iowa State to cover against Baylor, and they did 5-0. So I did pick Iowa State, but I went 3-2. So we're 16 and 14. 3 and 2 is what? 19 and 16? Yeah. Not bad. Terrible record for a better. I play real sports. I don't talk it. Up! I play real sports. I don't try to be the best at exercising. Pick Vandy to win? I'm going to pick Vandy to win all day. Against the Bammer. Against the Bammer. They play Kentucky this weekend. At Kentucky. Watch them lose. My thing is, it's like, yeah, we don't want to keep talking about that all the time, but, like, the level of, like, just craziness. Oh, the island stopped, by the way. The level of craziness that is, like, the big-time media's talking about how, like I heard earlier about how, like, I think it was on Feinbaum, about how, I think Alyssa Lang was talking to her, and she was like, I want to see Nashville, I want to see the fan base show up. I want to see them never be a away game again. And I was like, Vandy has beaten people in the past. Vandy is still continuing to try to, like, build a stadium. Or, you know, redo the stadium, basically. And they've done this every single year. One side was nothing but white and crimson, and it wasn't white for Vandy. And there's no crimson in Vandy's colors. So, like, when it's an Auburn game, I've been to a game too where the place isn't even really full. And we're talking about Auburn in, what was it, 2012? So Auburn wasn't that bad. They did lose to they lost to Vanderbilt. They were in the national title game 2 years before that. So everyone wants to, like, sit here and crap on teams for losing to certain opponents that are in their conference. Okay. So USC, Minnesota, how is that any different? I guess because it's not Alabama. That's the only thing. Auburn can go lose to New Mexico State. All right? That's worse than losing to Vandy. So, at home of all places, I almost went to that game. I would have had to watch that game and listen to everybody moan and piss and be pissed off and just, it would have been awful. I think it's I just want to go to one game. I want to be able to go to one game at Auburn. Just so I can listen to the number of media people talk so much trash before Hugh Freeze comes up to that podium. Because if they were doing it when Gus was there and Brian Harsin was there, you know they're doing it when, not so much trash, but like a level of like, okay, buddy, like we know, like tell us the truth. Stop bullshitting a bullshitter, basically. And it's people that have been around it for so long. And I'm sure Alabama, the thing about Alabama media is you really don't have that longevity. You have a few people, like maybe a couple people now. But everyone's like mostly a writer for 24/7 or some online magazine or some article, something, or whatever blog or whatever. Like, it's a lot of young people now. It's a lot of young writers from the SEC, all that stuff, ESPN. Like, it's not a whole lot of like long like media people that have been there for for a while. So that's the thing about it too, is like Auburn's got a little bit like more beef, a little bit more age when it comes to their media people. And it's like I've seen a lot in both programs where it's like with the whole Hugh Freeze thing. Complaining about your quarterback, throwing him under the bus, talking about how much better it's going to be next year. Obviously, because you have Deuce Knight at quarterback, but how good is he? So, and will he stay committed? He's already left one team for you. is he going to stay with you if another team like Ohio State or somebody gives him some more money? But, I mean, when you're sitting here yearning for, like, next year when you're coaching this year, like, I don't understand that. Like, why would you – like, I get it. Maybe you think this team's not going to win or it can't win or you're at home and you can't figure it out. But you're sitting here going, 1 week, I got to coach better. Then another week, it's I got to coach better, or he's got to play better, or he's got to play better, or we got to coach better, or I got to coach better. I mean, there's obviously got to be some give and take here. You got to figure it out because it's just really annoying to have to sit there and listen to a guy act like he's not all on board for his quarterback. But then you have like the other aspect of Kalen DeBoer where it's like apples and oranges, where it's like I think too, and I agree with a lot of people, it's like Kalen DeBoer's probably not like the real get after your ass guy, or one of those guys that's really good. Like, he's not going to throw you under the bus. I don't, I haven't seen anything like that. Now he'll leave his team. He'll leave his team for another team. We've already seen that. But I mean, when I'm looking at him, at least he's like being like he's just. That was the thing too about his press conference after Vanderbilt. People just, you can't make anyone happy. Everything he said was apparently under a microscope, and it was all about how like, oh no, you need to do it better here. It's all the people like us, people that have a podcast, or people that are on their couch, sitting there saying that they could play better, or they could do it better, or they could coach better. I was like, all right, step up to the plate. You'll see how it goes. See how hard it is, how difficult it is. Alabama's like what, 4-1? And everybody's losing their damn mind.
Ellis, do you have one in your hand?
I have a skull in my hand.
Okay, all right.
Do we have all of them?
That's all of them, yep.
Okay, you have the other two? Oh, they're right there. But I know I didn't get back and talk about that on Monday. And I'm thinking about implementing, by the way, I think maybe on either Saturday morning or Sunday morning. I won't be able to do Saturday morning. But I'm thinking about doing like a show. I think I should do it on Sunday. Doing like an hour before kickoff or something, or an hour and a half before kickoff or something like that, and doing like a little bit of a show and just like talking about what's going on, but just like doing a little stream. So I think I might implement that. Might do a little bit of that too. That'll be a lot of fun. So especially during football season, because what, we're now in hockey season. We're now in hockey season. Hockey. Got hockey, got basketball. So, like, we're going to be, like, ramping up here soon. We're already, like, in what, week? We're already, what, in week 6, week 7 of high school football? We're already in week 6 or 7 of college football. We're already in week 6 of NFL. It's crazy. Crazy. Falcons are leading the NFC South. Who would have thought? How am I thinking about that prediction now, Yorkie? It feels good when you're on top. You can say all that trash when you're on top. What happened to Derek Carr, Yorkie? He's a fraud. He's a fake and a fraud. Went all Alex Jones on him right there. What?
I'm starting out good.
Where are we going?
Faded away real quick.
Oh, did it go out completely?
What?
What faded out?
Carr.
Talking about Alex Jones or Derek Carr?
Carr.
Alex Jones is pretty fucked up. Oh, Derek Carr. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. Derek Carr sucks. I'm sorry. I did pretty good in fantasy though this weekend. I'm pretty excited. I'm in 5th in a league I care about, and I lost in a league that I'm 4-0 in. I lost to a guy. This happened back to back. This is what's crazy about fantasy football. It doesn't matter what roster you set. I don't care what projections you have. You could have 125 projection and you'll only get 107. Or you'll get 125 and you could get 161 like I did. And I won by 3 points against a guy who was 0-4. Okay? So I won 161 to 158 against a guy who's now 0-5. In another league, I'm 4-0. I'm playing a guy who's 1-4. Playing a guy that's 1-3. And I'm 4-0. And literally, he didn't start his quarterback. He didn't start a running back. And I think one of his flex players, which was a running back or wide receiver, was out. Let me see. Was out. And he still was able to beat me by like 6 points. Because I took out Kirk Cousins and played Justin Fields at quarterback. And Kirk Cousins had 42 points on the bench. And I lost to a guy, 81-94. And I lost to this guy. And if I had just kept Kirk Cousins in, I never would have had a problem. Hello?
Every time I change my quarterback,
Let me see here.
they always do crappy.
And the only reason I did it is because I don't like Thursday night games. And I literally changed out Kirk Cousins. He scores 42 on my bench. Now, granted, if he would have started T. Higgins or if he would have started Trevor Lawrence, he still would have beat me. And Brian Robinson, if he would at least set his roster, he still would have beat me by a lot. But if I had just started Kirk Cousins and not changed it, because I don't like Thursday night games, even though it's like if you have a quarterback, maybe it's all right. But depends on the quarterback, in my opinion. But he was still able to beat me by that. But I mean, this game right here, man, I was clenching my butt cheeks. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I won 161 to 158, and he had Shaheed, and Shaheed needed like 21 to win, and he got 18.6. And I had 33 out of Lamar Jackson, I had 40 out of Jamar Chase, and I'm just over here squeaking by. I had to squeak by with a win because I had 5 points out of Tyler Algier because I don't have a running back, and I really don't, other than Josh Jacobs, because Isaiah Pacheco got hurt. But I may make a
point out of Olave or whatever his name is.
Yeah,
I couldn't even get that.
Chris Olave
last night.
Yeah. And the thing was, I started watching him throw more to him a little bit, and I was like, okay. I was like, keep throwing it to him, and then he threw it to Juwan Jennings, and I was like, all right. And I was like, all right, quit throwing it to Shaheed. He threw that. I was like, I just know he's gonna. I was on my way home, and I had it on the radio. And I was listening to it, and they threw a touchdown pass on my. I got back in the car. That's what it was, because I went somewhere. I got back in the car, and when I was driving, I was almost home, and I heard it like, Shaheed with a touchdown. I was like, God, fuck you, Kevin. And I was like, screw you, bro. Brock Bowers had freaking 23. That really almost like screwed me too. I mean, he had a really good roster. Like for being 0-5 and put up that many points, and then with my team, I mean, I basically just won with 2 people though. But I started off like so bad. What happened to it? I guess it went out because I was not on it anymore. The way it was so bad was just like, I don't know how I ended up getting out of that. I don't know how I won that game, but I'm okay with it. I'm totally okay with that. I dominated. I need to keep winning, though. I don't need to lose. I don't want to lose again. I keep losing in fantasy every year. Let's see here. We're doing a Ashen Chest quest real quick.
You're good. I figured you are in the middle one.
Oh, we're on the Fetcher Quest.
Look how close my week 5 was. It's in general.
Oh yeah. Where are you?
Mixing it up.
That's crazy. and you played Hill, who got 0. He played Ingram, who had 0.
Because I had no other tight end because he was on a bye week.
Taysom Hill pisses me off. You'll have him dominate 1 week. You'll have him dominate 1 week like he had a great score. He had 2 scores against the Falcons the week before. But then you'll have all these other situations where, like, he just has 0, or they don't use him, or all this other BS, and I'm like, what the hell's wrong with y'all? Like, he's good. I just killed myself drowning. Apparently I was done.
But no, like every time I put a quarterback in, my one on my bench does better. Now it doesn't show in the picture because I have a third quarterback because I picked up Baker Mayfield when Jordan Love got hurt.
Yeah.
And I played Baker while Jordan Love was still hurt. Brock Purdy got more points that week.
Yeah.
So the next week I was like, okay, so Brock's a better quarterback. So I put Brock Purdy in. Well, I didn't realize that Jordan Love was going to be back that week. And Jordan Love just popped off with 30 points. So I put Jordan Love in this week, and Baker Mayfield's the one that popped off. I'm like, I can't win.
It's like I had Tom Brady and Andrew Luck one year. It was like every single year or every single week, one of them would play really well, the other one would suck. The other one would play really well, the other one would suck. I mean, it was ridiculous how fantasy will. I mean, it's like your fandoms. You can't really take it seriously and let it hurt you. You know what I mean? Can't let fantasy hurt you because like fantasy is such a crapshoot. Like you had an 80-point barely win 80-point score game. Okay. Everybody that plays fantasy tries to jack it up or they try to make it. Well, if you're playing like an old man league and you're writing it all down, it's like very hard to score points. You don't make a touchdown, 6 points, all that kind of stuff, like for a quarterback and stuff like that. But most of the time, if you're playing ESPN league or you're playing like a sleeper league or whatever, like you're gonna score a shitload of points. I'm playing an NFL fantasy league, and I haven't scored over 100. I feel like. So it's like there's.
I went off like 2 weeks ago.
But I went off this week. I scored the most points in that league, and the week before, I think I won by I had like 107 or something, or 108, something like that. So it's not like it's. There's some weeks where you win. I mean, like I did the week before. I mean, that guy won 94 to 81 or whatever because my team sucked or whatever. I scored like 80 something points or whatever last week and barely won against a guy. So that had 3 players not playing the same way. Right. This time I beat him. The other guy beat me. So. But that's the thing about fantasy. Fantasy will screw you. Like it is a cluster in itself. I can't. Sometimes I don't understand it because it's like, how in the world? Like, how are these if you have starters too, especially if you have starters. I get it. This is the NFL. They're all professionals. But if you have a player that is a starter and he gets no more than like 5 targets or like you don't give him a ton of carries, like I don't understand how you weren't able to do that. You know what I mean? Like give him an opportunity to actually score more points or whatever. Like it's ridiculous. Like one week like your tight end is like your best option in the passing game or something. And then like another week you'll have your star wide receivers score. I mean, I guess it's the matchups. Because there'll be like a week where like you play guys and like the matchup's not there and they score 2 touchdowns, you know. And you'll have a 40-point score by one person and you'll win with only 2 people.
Right.
This weather change, by the way.
Oh, it sucks, dude.
Is ridiculous because my nose is getting stuffed up. I don't appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't appreciate it there, weather. Got about 50 to get 55 this morning. I was like, nope. I was like, I ain't messing with that. See here. Did we get everything on here? Oh, we did. That last chest that I brought. One that you got. Ow. Fail.
But yeah, back to the whole Bama Vandy thing. I had that gut feeling, you know, early in the week. I was like, look, Bama's going to go in to this game with the mentality of, oh, we just beat Georgia, we got this. And Vandy was going to come in with that mentality of
Southeast.
You know, we got to win this game. And I could already tell you, just by the way the season's played out to this point, that Bama, if Bama was to play like they did play, they were going to lose.
Well, it's like I said earlier, where you had no sacks by the defensive line. I've said this before in other podcasts, and I've said it early in the season when they played South Florida. I think they had a couple, but like the first game they didn't have any against a weaker opponent, and I don't think they had any in week 3, maybe one. So like the defensive line has not been like it's been in the past. Like it's not been like scary, like you know what I mean, like straight killers on the defensive line. Jaheim Otis, who was an absolute monster, and people are going to call him like Terrence Cody 2.0 or whatever, lost a shitload of weight, was strong as hell, but got beat out by other players. And now he's on that dumbass red shirt so he can go play for another team. Honestly, if I was the head coach, I'd kick him off. Or I'd say, hey, go practice on the practice field when we're not there. But other than that, you don't get anything else. You can go work out at Platinum Fitness or something like that, or a UFit. You know what I mean? So, like my thing is, it's like, I'm not cool with that. And then also, like, the secondary is young. The linebackers, I think, are the most experienced that they have, and some of the best players that they have on their defense. But that whole Malachi Moore tantrum and all that other stuff, like, that's what pisses me off, is like, they talk about the Alabama standard or whatever and everything like that. You know, it's different every single year. I mean, the Alabama standard is not this bullshit length thing that they go around with. You know what I mean? Like, as much as they're trying to, like, make money, do all that new age NIL stuff or whatever, like, that's not the Alabama way. The Alabama way would not be making shirts called Lank. They would, you know what I mean? It would be like some freaking t-shirt place that we had in the mall that had a funny catchphrase on it or something like that, or it was something that like a past coach had said, and we would have made money off of it. Fans like crazy buy that crap. But thing is now, I think this new age of team, I mean, Vandy's not bad. Like they're not bad. They lost to a team that's supposed to win the ACC this year, who could very much, should have beat Miami. So, like, when we want to sit here and talk about that, do we want to talk about how Virginia Tech had to squeak by against Vandy and beat Vandy earlier in the season, but they almost beat Miami and got screwed by the refs? Because I don't know what a touchdown is anymore. So, I mean, in itself, like, people can crap on them. Alabama just got outplayed. They got out physicaled. They made, like I said before, Vandy made turnovers. You know, there were a lot of great plays and responses by Alabama's offense, but it was one of those games where, like, you're already behind and you have to change your game style and you have to do everything that you want to try to try to come back or tie it or, you know, get the lead somehow. And it's a whole different ball game when you go away from what you're gonna run. And I thought it was like they were pretty good to be able to do that, but the defense was just so bad. You can't have that bad of a defense. So, you know, there's got to be some give and take. You got to figure out on defense, like, this isn't. But see, here's the thing: Alabama, even when under Nick Saban, like I get it was Pete Golding and everything like that too. But I mean, these last few years that were under Nick Saban, their defenses were giving up stupid points to people. I mean, people seem to forget that, like, when they played like Ole Miss in a couple of games, especially when Ole Miss beat them, it was a high-scoring game. When they played Texas A&M with Johnny Manziel, it was a high-scoring game. Like, they played Auburn, it was a high-scoring game. I mean, people seem to always forget Like people don't want to like try to like build on like try to like build something or actually like do the research and take the time to go back and look at some of these matchups in the back of the day. So it's like, I mean, I'm tired of hearing about how like one team is so bad because they lost to this team, or one team is so good because they beat this team. Like, it's honestly just ridiculous to sit here and listen to people like that, because it's like, shut your mouth. Because honestly, it's just, you know, back and forth nonsense that you're just trying to like say, did you leave me again, by the way? Because the island's about to erupt. I'm going to try to find a spot I can hide.
Clear.
I'm going to try to find a spot to hide. I think I can get on this rock over here.
Erupt. It's not human yet.
I think I can go on this rock over here. So, I mean, I like what the SEC's doing now. Granted, I'm sure people that are Alabama fans or fans of other teams don't appreciate what's going on right now. But I didn't go to either school. I get it. I support Alabama. I'm an Alabama fan. Cousin played there, all that stuff. Grew up an Alabama fan as a kid. I've gotten to the point where I really just I just like watching the game. I just like watching the games now. Like I would gladly go to Auburn if you asked me to, or I would gladly go to another game if you wanted me to. Heck, if I wasn't working Saturday, I honestly thought about going to the Alabama A&M game. It's right down the street. I know when I get home though, people are gonna be going crazy. So their homecoming games, you know, like just college football in general in itself is fun to me. So, like I'm getting to the point where like even watching the games, like I'm just more interested in watching the games. Like I like watching Oklahoma State play, even though they suck. You know what I mean? Like if Iowa State's playing somebody, I like to see if they're going to keep winning. I mean, it's just one of those things that intrigues me, especially this season. So, like I'm not one of those like I get it. The SEC's the best. What?
I'm the exact opposite. Saturday, I legit cut off. What was the 2 o'clock game?
You did what now?
So what was the 2 o'clock game?
I think wasn't Georgia and Auburn the 2 o'clock game?
Okay, yeah, I cut that game off as soon as the green flag dropped for Talladega's Xfinity Series race.
See, now most people aren't going to sit here and turn to Talladega Nights instead of college football. So,
and then you know, Bama kicked off, so I cut it on for a minute, and I was flipping back and forth. Well, I also have a buddy who works for Junior Motorsports, and you know so I was watching to support him and everything, and then also it's Talladega. But no, I was switching back and forth. Well, about halftime of the Bama game is when Bad Blood was starting. And
yeah.
You know my love for wrestling.
Yeah.
So,
you didn't even watch it, you just watched wrestling.
Honestly, right. I just had that gut feeling that we were not coming back.
Like, I fell asleep. I took a nap. I was watching the Auburn game, and I fell asleep, and I woke up, and I was like, Bama was down, and I was like, you gotta be kidding me. I was like, I think it was 13-0 or maybe something like that, and I was like, you gotta be kidding me. And then, so that's when I started watching it, but I was like barely awake when I did, and I was like, people were like hitting me up. I was just like, I don't know what's going on. And then I saw the score and I was like, oh my fucking God. I was like, that's going to be fun. Watch. I was like, that's going to be great.
Monday's going to be fantastic.
Like, in itself, like people talking about
Did you hear about what happened to Derek Carr?
What happened?
Did you hear what it was? It was oblique.
That's the same
Expected
thing.
to miss multiple weeks.
That's the thing that...
same thing as the last time.
Well, that's also the same thing Quentin Ewers went out. Supposed to play possibly this weekend. That's the Red River Shootout. Red River Shootout.
Red River Rivalry.
Red River Rivalry. That's just too many R's. That's alliteration. That's too many R's for people that have lisps like me, okay? or just like mumble. Like that's too much alliteration. Red River Rivalry, Red River Shootout. It's cooler, but like, I mean, he might play. Arch Manning might play. We'll see. I bet Arch plays though. I don't think Quinn plays. No, I haven't read anything.
I think they said that Quinn was going to start.
That's dumb. To let Arch play.
I don't know. I think they could win with either quarterback right now, to be honest.
Oh yeah, I mean, but Oklahoma's going to be a test.
They're just that team. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they are. But Oklahoma is very like flashy, and they can keep it close with the defense. And the quarterback's so young that I think this stage is going to be really big for him.
That's where I'm going to defer a little bit, because had Auburn not got lazy there in the fourth quarter, there's no way Oklahoma would have ended up winning that game.
Well, I mean, like, but the thing is, he also like took off on a fucking, it was like a 50-yard run for a touchdown. So like in itself,
that's
too,
what I'm
like,
saying.
He can do that. Yeah, but he was also able to make big chunk plays, and if you keep it close with your defense, and you're just not, he didn't throw any interceptions, even though he's young. Like, if he keeps it close, it's going to be a game, sure, because their defense can play really well. I mean, yeah, they lost to Tennessee, but I mean, like, here's the thing: Tennessee lost to Arkansas. Like, how good are these teams? So, I mean, Arkansas beat Auburn. So, I mean, like, everyone wants to sit here and say different scenarios of certain teams losing to certain other people. But, I mean, how good are these teams really? So, like, we're not going to figure this out until, like, we get the playoff. Or figuring out the rest down the stretch, these games and everything like that, too. Alabama still has to play Auburn. Alabama plays Missouri. They have a good offense. Missouri, I mean, shit, Missouri's offense isn't better than Vandy's? Like, it should be on paper. Like, that's going to be a problem. Auburn's got to play Vandy. Auburn could lose very much by 2 touchdowns to Vandy. Then we got to start rethinking how, like, our life after that. Because, I mean, I thought South Carolina was one of the worst teams in the SEC. In front of Vandy, though. So that's frustrating in itself watching that. But it's good for the conference. I don't want to like that, but it is good for the conference. I don't know. It's tough to like analyze it, especially even now. Even like really right now. Like I feel like even though people are like shitting on Alabama, like Diego Pavia, he had his Johnny Manziel moment, bro. Like that's his favorite player. That's like his dude. His play style's like him, or like Baker Mayfield type player or whatever. They had their Johnny Manziel moment. So it's gonna be one moment. They're probably gonna win. They're probably gonna beat Kentucky. Probably lose to somebody down the stretch. I don't know. But Alabama probably went out. They still got to play LSU too. Like, how bad is LSU? You know what I mean? LSU can still get the win. Even though LSU, everyone wants to crap on them for their embarrassing loss at the beginning of the season. So that's the thing that just annoys me with some of those situations. Like, everyone wants to crap on these teams, but they don't look at what could happen the rest of the season. Or you don't want to crap on another team that got beat by another team. We should be embarrassing USC for losing to Minnesota. BYU is probably going to win the Big 12. How bad is the Big 12? Let's embarrass Oklahoma State. Can't win the Big 12 even when Texas and Oklahoma are out of the Big 12. Let's see here. What games we got this weekend? We'll probably talk about some of these NFL games. Internet is being dumb. No problem. If we can't get tonight, I'm going to be on tomorrow. We'll all get on. Yep. But if you can get on...
This thing, it's over here somewhere.
Let's see. Ooh, 49ers and Seahawks. That'll be a good game on Thursday night. See, another quality Thursday night matchup. Two division rivals. 49ers are 2-3. Seahawks are 3-2. What's wrong with the 49ers? It's over here where you said? Oh. Captain! Ashen Guardian! Block my shit again, sir. Falcons, of course, like I said before, are at the Panthers. That'll be a fun game. Watch the Falcons lose to Andy Dalton. Watch the Atlanta Falcons lose to the Panthers. They lost last year. Who was the quarterback? Bryce Young. They lost 9-7. Because Desmond Ridder, who ended up turning out to being a fraud, who was not very good, and did not lead his team to a Super Bowl.
What's up, dude?
What's up, dog? What you doing?
Good game, man.
What's going on? What are you playing? Guy died. I don't think I was. I think I had it on push to talk. I was just talking to myself.
You're not talking to yourself. Listening.
No. A guy, it was in the death chip. The afterlife with me from another ship. See, Jags and Bears. Jags got a win against Colts. Tank Bigsby, former Auburn running back, dominated all over them. Cardinals and Packers. Go, Pack, go. Cardinals, though, won. How the hell did the Cardinals beat the damn 49ers? That's crazy. And did I not say that? We said that when we talked about these damn predictions, where when we get into these division matchups, anybody can beat anybody. All right? The Jags can beat the Colts. All right? The Falcons can beat the Buccaneers, even though the Buccaneers were looking like the best team in the South. The Vikings can beat the Jets. That's not a division game. But Dolphins and Patriots. The Dolphins don't even have anybody at quarterback and still can beat the Patriots. I'm sorry, head of steel. They're starting Drake May this week. How do you feel about that?
I haven't heard that.
What?
I'm excited. I hadn't heard that.
Yeah, they are. They're going to start Drake May, by the way. I saw that earlier. They're going to start Drake May, and I think, who are y'all playing? The Raiders? Oh, no, y'all are playing the Saints. Y'all are playing Yorkie's Saints. They're playing, no, they are playing Spencer Rattler. So it'll be Spencer Rattler versus Drake May, and apparently I guess it'll be like the fifth rookie that's going to be starting this week. But Cardinals beat the 49ers. Broncos beat the Raiders, even though it could have been... I mean, the Broncos are 3-2 under Bo Nix. So, they scored 34 points against the Raiders. But some of these division games are actually a lot of fun to watch. And anybody can win. I could see the 49ers beating the Seahawks here. They're going to make the division even crazier. Falcons got to play the Panthers. We can't say that the Falcons are going to go away. I feel like this is a better team on paper, obviously. Like in years past, it's always been better on paper, except for the Panthers' defense might be slightly better. But the Falcons cannot go away from home and play on really good on outside fields and grassy fields and just fields in general that are outside, especially when they play the Panthers at home. So that's going to be a problem in itself, I feel like. We'll see what happens with how the defense plays. But we don't know. It's a division game. Colts and Titans. Titans could come out here and upset the Colts. Buccaneers and Saints. No, I'm sorry. The Bucs are playing the Saints. I thought y'all were playing. No, y'all are playing the Texans. Maybe it's the following week? They just said that Rattler was playing. I got that mixed up. I thought Spencer Rattler was playing for Derek. Maybe it was this week and then going to play next week. Maybe I just thought he was playing the Patriots. Sorry, y'all are playing the, what did I say? Patriots are playing the Texans this week. Yeah.
No problem, because I've got the Patriots running back and the Texans quarterback in my team.
Ooh. That might be bad for you. You're going to have to root for both. But also not have a touchdown. He has to throw all the touchdowns, but they have to be 10 yards or 5 yards. So you don't get you only get 5 points. You don't get a whole. Bucks play Saints. So that's another division matchup that in itself could be crazy. Chargers play Broncos. Anybody else playing anybody? Bills and Jets on Monday night. The Jets could come out and upset the Bills coming off of their firing of Robert Saleh, playing for themselves. They honestly should have fired Nathaniel Hackett too, but apparently we're just going to keep everybody that's friends with Aaron Rodgers. So that's what's frustrating to me.
Rodgers goes, drama shall follow.
I still, to this day, man, I'm serious. To this day, I wish I could go back and find that damn audio clip. As much as I hate Colin Cowherd, I don't hate him. I just dislike him. But as much as I will listen to some of his takes, because it's an outside take, it's not totally biased towards my region. His description of Aaron Rodgers, but it was a description. He was basically describing Jay Cutler, but it was Aaron Rodgers. It was basically just the same attitude, just better. He's a better athlete, or he was a winning quarterback, obviously. But it was basically talking about all the bad qualities. I was as a person, not so much as a player too, but as a person. And it was all about Aaron Rodgers. And I feel like now that I'm getting older and I'm watching how Aaron Rodgers is to people and is just in general, yeah, he's an asshole. I think he's an asshole. So, it's crazy, how much I just can't stand him now. I really did not hate him, going through, winning the Super Bowl, I liked him coming out of Cal. I liked paying attention to players like that. But to sit here and say that I just dislike him now, yeah, I think I just can't stand him. I want the Jets to lose so bad. But they could end up beating the Bills.
Reasons.
Yeah, they could end up beating the Bills, but for different reasons. I just can't. I can't continue to support Aaron Rodgers when he is just an absolute, not so much weirdo, because we're all weirdos, but an asshole. Just a dick. There's some people that come off as a dick, or there's just some people that, are dickholes to people.
Since he started to get that State Farm money.
Yeah, State Farm money, but also, in itself, he's everywhere now. Him being just, a social media person and just being a part of different shows and, just doing things outside of, what he does in football and stuff like that, too. You get more of a personable side of him, and I don't really like it. So, I don't know. It's I can't really get on board with Aaron Rodgers, honestly. I think they're all pretty. I'm sure some of them are good out there, but I'm sure a good majority of them though. I've been around football players. I haven't been around obviously the pros of the pros, because I haven't been in a pro locker room. But I've been around college players, and I've been around high school players, and I've just been around even semi-pro football players. And there are so many divas. There are so many me's. it's really like, as people want to say, as it is close in the locker room with some people, I really highly doubt it's like that in NFL comparable. Well, it has to be in NFL, I think, in a sense, because everyone's kind of under contract. But I think it's not as predominant saying everyone's like buddy or whatever in the NFL like they should be in college. Now I think there might be a little bit different, a little bit now with college. Like college might be, honestly, in itself, there might be it might be a little bit worse when it comes to the divas and the ones that are all about me and everything like that, because you got so many that just up and leave. So, see here. Find me the chest. I think it's over here. I think we've had this one before. Same exact spot. Right there. Oh my God, come on. There it is. Oh shit. Come here, you little fucker. There we go. We've got, oh God, there's a barrel guy. Well, that's cool. Unless I landed in water. I just got scared by a geyser with this in my hand. Oh, now
Tag go way up in the air.
my health didn't die. No, I'm saying my health didn't go down. Now it just did randomly. How'd that happen? Maybe a glitch. I got me a chest. Right? Let's go. Find any stools?
Or one up here. There it is.
Whee!
You want to go to 5 or you want to cash out?
God. What do you want to do?
Doesn't matter.
Please do one more and get it to 5 and then we can go in.
Okay.
My freaking nose, my throat is getting fucking... I don't like this. I feel like I'm getting sick. I do not like this.
Yeah. It's going around over here too.
I just got 2 COVID test things in the mail too. I don't know where they came from. I don't know if it was from government or if it was from my mom. You didn't tell me that.
Maybe from your mom's government.
Well, it's like sometimes like she'll put my name on something to get something like that. So it's sent to me. But I think also they send you to you. I got 2. But also she's also mailed something to me before too. Instead of putting it on her my name. But with all these children, all these kids, yeah, definitely. My only thing is, it's like I need to not get sick. I think that's the key. He did not get. Who are your Lightning playing?
No, I haven't been able to catch it yet.
Here. Blackhawks are playing the Utah Hockey Club. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. That's that new team, right? They don't have a team name.
Those get traded over to the Predators. I wonder how that's gonna go.
Yeah, but how come they still have not found a damn name for this team? The Utah Hockey Club.
I don't know. It's kind of dumb.
Is that what they're gonna stay with?
Apparently.
That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. I thought that was a joke. I thought you were kidding! I wrote it down in my diary! Steele wrote a very funny joke today. The Utah Hockey Club. And that's what they're going to stick with. Fucking stupid. I guess I thought that was a joke, honestly. Because, like, I heard it before. And I forgot that, like, you know, everyone was talking about the football club and all this other stuff and blah, blah, blah. But that's so stupid. They could have came up with it. And it could have been cool. They were like Yetis, I think, and all this other stuff. Snowmen or whatever. Maybe not snowmen. Snowmans.
Table.
What?
Table. Vote.
Let's see here. Where are we going, sir? Ashen reaches. Right below us. And
It's right here.
oh, there's one right here.
Get these.
Sure.
We do this one quickly. We might be able to get through it.
Yeah, actually two of them. Actually two of the other ones though are in Ashen reaches too. So if we wanted to do it, we could. It's not that far. It's a riddle and
Reaches sucks though.
what?
It sucks.
Oh. Always on fire.
It's big and it's confusing. Island.
Oh shit! They're all up here. By our ship. Yes. We all sail together. Yes. Leave my buddy alone. I got a chest. Oh god. Fight me, you sacks of shit. Oh, who did I say was playing tonight? Utah Hockey Club and Blackhawks. The Blues played the Kraken. Blues beat the Kraken. And Panthers beat the Bruins.
Panthers game, I did see some of that. That was kind of brutal.
We beat the crap out of the Bruins. Let's see. Y'all play tomorrow? No. Play tomorrow. Y'all play. Yeah. Play Monday? Yeah, you did. Wait, it got canceled. Oh, because of the... Yeah, that makes sense. Because of the hurricane? Yeah, the game got canceled.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Y'all were going to play Monday. Probably. You are playing...
Can I find this?
No. Not playing Monday on Thursday. Maybe you're playing Friday. Yes, you're playing the Hurricane. Oh, the other chest?
This last one.
It's like right
Got it.
before... Got the chalice. Run! Wait a minute. Do you hear that? Is that a mermaid? Bigger water. I thought I heard it. Like, nope, nothing. Good. Wait a minute. You put these shrubs down here? Oh, we're fighting somebody. Killed. I killed you. Look at that dude lurking in the water right there. Now.
Then.
Alrighty, we're done with sports talk. Let's get it on with on this day history. 1314, Battle of Jubilee. Roman Emperor in the west, Constantine the Great beats Emperor in the east, Licinius. Here. 876, Battle of Andernach. East Frankish King Louis the Younger heavily defeats West Frankish King Charles the Bald. I think I actually watched that on the History Marsh. In 1480, the Great Stand on the Ugra River. Standoff between forces of Akhmet Khan, Khan of the Great Horde, and Ivan III, Grand Prince of all the Rus. Ends with Tatar Mongol retreat, leading to the disintegration of the Horde. In 1619, we have the Treaty of Munich. Duke of Bavaria, Maximilian I, Holy Roman Emperor Ferdinand II signed the Treaty of Munich. Let's see here. Cook lands in New Zealand in 1769. Captain James Cook lands in New Zealand for the first time near present-day Gisborne on the east coast of the North Island. A misunderstanding, possibly over the ceremonial challenge, causes the English to shoot and kill Nagati Onani, or 1-1 leader, Imaro. Continental Army bars blacks in 1775. Officers decide to bar blacks and free slaves from the Continental Army. Let's see here. In 1806, British forces lay siege to French port of Boulogne using Congreve rockets fitted by Sir William Congreve. That's pretty cool. I'm going to have to look that up. What's a Congreve rocket? I feel like everyone should Congreve rocket it. It looks like a freaking spear that they shoot at people. Looks like a giant ass spear they shoot at people. Jesus. That is absolutely scary. Alright. We're just getting crazy with it in 1806. Let's see here. 1821, the Governor General Jose de San Martin establishes the Peruvian Navy. 1840, first Hawaiian Constitution is proclaimed. 1856, Second Opium War, or Second Anglo-Chinese War, begins with the Arrow Incident on the Pearl River. 1860, a telegraph line between LA and San Francisco opens. 1862, the Civil War, Battle of Perryville, Kentucky. Kentucky invasion halted. In 1865, there was an earthquake in the Santa Cruz Mountains. Let's see here. The Great Chicago Fire happened today in 1871. It killed an estimated 300 people, destroyed over 4 square miles of buildings in the original Emancipation Proclamation. Me too. I didn't know that. That's cool. It's not cool, but fact. 1873, first women's prison run by women opens at Indiana Reformatory Institute. Let's see. 1887, Philly set club record of 16th straight victory. Leaf. Oh, like somebody. Are we at Ashen? Oh. Let's see here. 1908, New York Giants set season attendance record at 910,000. That's a season. Okay, season attendance. 910,000, broken in 1920. Even then, to have over that many people at a game, so many games. 1912, Montenegro declares war on Turkey, beginning the First Balkan War. 1915, Battle of Loos ends as German forces contain the British attack, resulting in 85,000 casualties. Damn, that's a lot of casualties. In 1917, Leon Trotsky is named chairman of the Petrograd Soviet as Bolsheviks gain control. In 1918, Sergeant Alvin York kills 25 German soldiers. Single-handedly attacks a German gun nest, killing about 25 and capturing 132 Germans. See here. The first Laurel and Hardy film is in 1927. Second 100 Years silent short film is released starring them. Lindbergh's murdered, 1934. Which it was Bruno Hauptmann is indicted for the murder of Charles Lindbergh's son. That happened in 1934. The Indian Air Force is established in 1932. Let's see. 1939, Germany actually annexed Western Poland today. In 1940, German troops occupy Romania. 1941, building at concentration camp Birkenau begins. Abbott and Costello, 1942, comedy duo. Abbott and Costello launched their weekly radio show.
Hi.
Fight at Manukau. Oh my God! Why do you have a girl's voice, Harkness? Guadalcanal. Great Britain established bases as. Gosh, you have a.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You have a voice change. This Harks. Who is this?
It's me, dog.
I know it was, but it definitely wasn't you when you were talking.
What are you talking about?
That is creepy. That's some sniper stuff, okay?
What are you talking about, dog?
I don't know. I don't
Are you
really
okay?
know. No, I'm not.
Okay?
1952,
You know
Chinese offensive in Korea. What?
You're under arrest. For
Ew!
littering and
smoking the
Smoke
reefer.
the reefer.
God, that's creepy. That's like some Lizzie stuff. It kind of sounds like Lizzie a little bit.
Dude, that's offensive.
Ow! It kind of sounds like her.
No, it's Kayla.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Are y'all just both like going back and forth talking?
We're
I
just chilling here watching you stream.
I swear it sounds like a voice changer. Like the way that you went back and forth and did that, like it sounds like a voice changer.
No voice changer, dog.
I was apparently doing a voice changer when I was playing one night. I didn't even realize it. I was walking around and it was like auto tune. I had no
Dude,
idea.
at least you're wearing the Trash Pandas hat.
Oh, we always got to wear the Trash Pandas hat. I was gonna get
great fucking hat there.
I gotta get the shirt. There's a new shirt they have out, and it just says trash.
Oh, dude.
So I gotta get it. It speaks me as trash. You know what I mean?
What's LB doing?
Lady. I can see her. Lady! Lady!
Lady Bird!
Lady Bird, everybody's calling on you. Not getting up. She had a long walk. I let her chase after some squirrels earlier in the park, and she took a turn because one of them stopped and went the other direction, and she fucking biffed it, bro. She went straight to the ground.
You biffed it?
Yeah, she fucking she tried to turn, and the thing turned on her, and when she turned, I guess the grass was slick or something. She slipped, and she fell on one side, and I honestly thought she may have hurt herself. She was going so fast at it.
Was she acting like a Tennessee player?
She was. Yeah, more like an Oklahoma player.
What? I don't know about that, man. I don't know. How's Auburn doing? Are they recovered yet?
Auburn. They're on a break right now. They got to recover as much as possible right now.
Yeah, by getting spanked.
Who are we finding?
By that Sooner Magic.
Sooners had nothing to do with that. Okay, get out of here. All right.
Dude, that was Sooner Magic, my guy.
You ready to lose the Red River Shootout?
No, we're not gonna lose that, dude. Texas is going down, dog.
It's gonna be a tough game, bro. Well, you know that right now. And Quinn
Dude,
Ewers might
Auburn-
play, or is gonna play.
Who?
Quinn Ewers, quarterback. That was the quarterback at the beginning of the season.
I think Jackson's gonna play. I think Jackson's the new full-time quarterback.
Oh yeah, no, your guy. Yeah. No, yeah. He's gonna play. That young guy. Fuck the other guy. Dylan. Wasn't Dylan Gabriel. Whatever that other guy's name is. That guy sucks. Jackson.
Yeah,
Arnold.
dude.
He sucks. Jackson Arnold sucks. Yeah, no. Freshman's gonna play for sure for Oklahoma. And like I said earlier to Yorkie, if your defense can contain them, which I think they can, they're gonna play really well. I feel like there's gonna be the only problem is can he play this big ass game because it's gonna be a huge game. Now, granted it's not a game day game, so like I don't think he's gonna be as flustered, but it's still it's the Texas fucking State Fair and all this other bullshit. You know what I mean? So.
Oh, dude, it's a massive game.
Yeah, so like there's gonna be a shitload of people there, and it's gonna be one of those it's the rivalry game. It's gonna be Auburn, Alabama. It's gonna be Michigan, Ohio State. All those games. So, I think if he doesn't let the game get too bigger than him, he has a chance to beat him. Sure, because their defense is gonna play real well. And like I said, against Auburn, all he had to do was just not play. All he did was just not play stupid on the road, and he was able to beat Auburn. So.
I don't know. I was surprised by the end of the Auburn game. It was a good game.
Well, the reason why, too, I said this before, too, he made a lot of big chunk plays, and it wasn't even, like, plays that were, like, hard to make. He just threw the ball in the right spot, and his receiver caught the ball for him. And he put it, like, a couple times where, like, it was, like, a 30-yard gain, or, like, he would take off with his legs. And then when he did that one where he took off and scored, I mean, yeah, the defense broke down for Auburn, but also he took off. You know what I mean? He was quick. So he was smart with the ball.
Yeah, we're level 5.
All right.
Like I think they definitely looked better against Auburn than they did Tulane.
Yeah.
I went to that game.
The thing about the Tulane game is, like, their offense is really good. It's just their defense can't hold anybody. And, like, with y'all, if your offense is stagnant, I mean, your defense can only help you. And so,
Dude, that's the thing that frustrates me. We have some amazing defense this year.
Yeah.
Our our line just doesn't hold well.
yeah. My thing is, too, with a young quarterback. You don't really have a ton of weapons, but that's the thing. It's like, can you play good enough on defense and then score enough points to beat Texas? So that'll be the problem. Because Texas is like, Texas and I think Texas right now, maybe Texas A&M. Y'all are playing real well, but I just don't know. To be honest with you.
I really wish we'd hurry up. I wish we had the main game earlier in the season.
See, and that's why I don't like that game being early. Like, that's like putting Alabama and Auburn at the beginning of the year. Like nobody's gonna take that game seriously if it's the beginning of the year.
Well, it's just Oklahoma, OU versus Maine. Like, what university is Maine?
Maine, hey, the University of Maine beat Mississippi State a few, like a decade and a half ago. So Maine ain't no joke. The Brown Bears are no joke, bro.
But here's the thing: if we drop them in Oklahoma in the middle of August,
oh, the Black Bears. I thought they were the Brown Bears.
They're done ski. Automatically from the rip. Because they don't practice in this heat.
Well, I feel like anybody it's not so much how I mean, like it used to be. Now it's a little bit like now. It's not like basketball where it's like anybody can really beat anybody. Like if you're in the same conference, yeah, that kind of shit's gonna happen. Like Oklahoma could go out and lose to Vandy, or Oklahoma could go out and lose to, like, let's say they play Kentucky or somebody and lose to Kentucky. So there's a situation where, like, now that you're in this conference, this is no different than in years past. Like if Oklahoma or Texas or somebody lost to Kansas State, and Kansas State ends up winning the goddamn Big 12 because Texas and Oklahoma can't get out of their own fucking way. And then they lose to Oklahoma State, or they lose to Kansas State, or they lose to Iowa State, or they lose to Nebraska. Like, they'll lose to some team that they have, which I guess Nebraska's in the Big Ten now, but I just don't, like, that's the thing with, like, that's the thing with a lot of these matchups. Like Arkansas, for instance. Arkansas beat Tennessee. All right? Arkansas beat Auburn. All right? Arkansas might screw it up and, like, lose a bunch of games. Missouri lost to Texas A&M, which I think Texas A&M is obviously a better team than we've thought. So as much as we've like sat here and talked about this and how bad and like we want to crap on them, like Texas A&M for once might actually be pretty good, especially with NIL. They got money.
Red Raiders are always good for an upset. I'll give them that 100%.
Texas Tech.
Yep.
Yeah, because they always. It's like Oklahoma State. They were like that in years past with Mike Leach. Mike Leach with Texas Tech always like beat a team. They go beat Texas, for instance, or they go and like upset somebody. But then the very next week they go and get their ass kicked by somebody. Like Arkansas could do the very same thing. Vanderbilt could do the very same thing this week against Kentucky. So, like anybody, like especially in the SEC, or if anybody in the Big Ten, like this is no different than like your middle tier, bottom tier, whatever, SEC team beating the number 1, number 2, or whatever. What if Kentucky had beaten Georgia? We've been shitting on Georgia all damn long. Then Alabama goes and beats them, right? And then Alabama loses to Kentucky, and then we're talking about how good Kentucky and Vanderbilt are. But we're not. We're still going to talk about how good Georgia and Alabama are, and about how Georgia has 2 losses, and Georgia can probably still end up making the playoff. So that's that in itself. I'm sorry. That's always going to happen. Here,
I'll tell you what. I could see now after seeing Bama get upset, Georgia's coming on the rise. I think OU's going to have a shot at the SEC Bowl.
Did you say the SEC Bowl? Get out of here.
Yeah,
You need to leave. You need to leave.
I did.
You need to leave, you degenerate. It's the SEC Championship. It's in Atlanta. And I'm sorry, Oklahoma should not ever see that for like a few years.
They're going to. It's in the car.
Are we fighting this thing?
No, I thought it was something else. Let's not. Just go to for it.
I thought we were. That's what I was wondering. No, you don't deserve to go there. Neither does Texas. It should be Georgia or Alabama or Texas A&M or LSU. Like even Texas, I'll be okay with it being Texas A&M over Texas, okay, and Oklahoma, because at least Missouri has scratched and clawed and gotten their way into the SEC championship. They've won the East. They've done all these types of things. They've won the East when Georgia and Tennessee were at dog water. So Texas A&M had to play in the West when Alabama, Auburn were really good. Ole Miss was good. So them not being able to ever win the SEC and then actually getting to the point now of maybe winning the SEC, like that might be kind of better, in my opinion, than seeing Texas and Oklahoma win it in their first season being here. Now,
yeah, it'd be good for an upset. I think it would shake up the SEC.
Now, them being like at the top at their first year, yeah, that in itself is huge, because like no team has really like won their conference in the first year. So, but I think more teams are well equipped nowadays, especially with NIL. But like a lot of these teams are well equipped because they got the money too. Where like Texas A&M is already still a great program. Oklahoma already is still a great program. They were already winning well, maybe not Texas, but Oklahoma was winning the Big 12 like almost every year. So
well, yeah.
If it wasn't Kansas State beating y'all, or like that split one year, or like fucking Baylor winning, because Baylor's somehow good one year, for 2 years, or Oklahoma State winning it somehow. Alrighty. Let's sell this stuff. Alright, I'm rounding out this history, and then I'm going to get off. My freaking throat and my nose is just killing me right now. It is making it difficult to kind of bear. Appreciate y'all being here. Being a part of the channel, talking your shit, talking your sports, all that stuff. I just got Puma Power 3. What is that? I guess that's a certain item that you sell. Let's see here. In 1953, Alabama bars Jackie Robinson's All-Stars. 1953, Birmingham, Alabama bars Jackie Robinson's Negro White All-Stars from playing Robinson gives in and drops white players from his group. Kind of weird. I never heard about that before. Here. 1957, the Brooklyn Dodgers announced their move to the LA Dodgers. Let's see. Got there for that. 1958, U.S. performs nuclear tests at Nevada test site. See here. Talk about 1964, Ringo Starr passes his driving test. Good for him. Wasn't like fucked up or anything. See here. (1971) Imagine, Apple Records released second solo studio album, Imagine, in UK. Tops charts in the US, UK, Australia, and 3 other countries. In 1971, U.S. performs another nuclear test site, Nevada test site. Just doing it every other year. It seemed like on this day. They were just like every other year. They were like, hey, we're going to bomb an area of the desert.
It's gonna be somebody's anniversary or something.
Yeah. They just have to blow up another thing. Let's see here. In 1975, baseball history, MLB NLCS Game 3, interrupted by brawl spawned by fight between Cincinnati Reds, rest in peace, Pete Rose, and New York Mets Bud Harrelson at Shea Stadium in New York. Sex Pistols signed in 1976.
Go down.
Finish this up. Hey, look. 1980. USSR performs nuclear tests. So that was different. It was not the U.S. this time. Let's see here. 1983 first regular season, the Islander overtime game beats Caps 8-7. Dark Side of the Moon, 1988. Pink Floyd's album Dark Side of the Moon makes final appearance on the Billboard 200 albums chart. Here. $1993 Private Parts. Howard Stern releases his first book, Private Parts. 1992 Ottawa Senators' first NHL game. Oh, 1992 video game Mortal Kombat first released, a 20 fighting game, or as a 2D. Sorry, I said 20. I don't have my glasses on. It's a 2D fighting game by Midway Games. I can't read anyway. So 1995 Dolphins Dan Marino breaks Tarkenton's NFL career completions record. Impeachment trial of Bill Clinton happened in 1998 on this day. The Office of Homeland Security in 2001, U.S. President George W. Bush announces the establishment of the Office of Homeland Security. In 2004, Martha Stewart was jailed for 5 months. Insider trading and obstruction of justice.
20 years already? You said 2004?
Yeah. Got jailed in 2004.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, 20 years. 2005, NHL great Wayne Gretzky gets his first win as a coach as the Phoenix Coyotes beat the Minnesota Wild. Now he's an announcer. 2012, the film Lincoln was premiered. In 2015, Selena Gomez reveals she has lupus. 2018, New Orleans quarterback Drew Brees becomes NFL's all-time leader in passing yards. God, I remember that night like it was yesterday. That took so friggin' long. That was like the longest like congratulations thing I've ever just complimenting somebody for so long. It was all right. Come on, get this game over with. It almost felt like when we talk about rigged, it almost felt rigged in a sense where it was just kind of like, okay, get this over with already. Here, don't see anything more on the events for the birthday. Quick one. Good job, good voyage, by the way.
I made a lot of money. How about you?
All right, coach. What'd you say?
Bit of gold. How about you?
I got a bunch of money. I got 3.4 right now. 3.4 mil. I think I had 3.3 at least. Let's see. Any birthdays today that we can spot out of the ears? Any other ones? I don't see any.
Check out the moon on here, dude. Holy smokes. It's the smallest sliver. Look to the southeast.
Is it?
Eclipse.
Where's the moon?
You can barely see it.
Oh,
you gotta
wait.
look to the southeast.
That's
You see
crazy.
it?
Yeah, that's crazy. Dang. How does it do? You have a cloud going over it now?
Not anymore. You gonna be on again tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm gonna be on tomorrow. Do another one tomorrow. Finish that up, and we'll probably do this again. Probably. Let's see here. R.L. Stein is 81. Sigourney Weaver 75. Born in
Wow.
1949.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Bill Elliott is 69. He was born in 1955. NASCAR driver. Matt Damon is 54. Born in 1970. Let's see here. Nick
It's
Cannon.
Matt Damon's birthday? Wow.
Nick Cannon's 44. Fuck Nick Cannon. 1980. Hilarious. Bruno Mars is 39. Bruno Mars is 39. Bella Thorne is 27. See if there's any. Bubba Wallace was born today, 1923, in Mobile, Alabama. I don't see anybody else. Oh, The Miz was born in 1980. Wrestler. Cool. Well, we'll catch everybody tomorrow. Thank you, Steele. Thank you, Yorkie. Thank you, AA Ron. Thank you, everybody that's been a part of this channel. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of the chat. You want to join the social media sites to be a part of the channel, you can join the Discord. We've already sent out the... Copy this real quick. We've already sent out the invite. If you want to join the Discord, there it is one more time. If you want to join TikTok, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube to follow all of the Total Chat Sports Podcast, you can follow it on anything that's at Coach Grizzle. At Coach Grizzle TV, at Guathany Chat on Twitter. But mostly everything is at Coach Grizzle TV on any of those social media platforms, and you'll find me there. Follow my content there, and you'll see it there. But thank you so much. Appreciate everybody once again. Hope you had a good night watching a little different, doing the Sea of Thieves / Sports Talk, because we just kept going with it. We just kept rolling with it. You being a part of it too, you're more than welcome to be a part of it. So I greatly appreciate it. Thank you again. You want to support the channel, you're more than welcome to at all. Just hit me up at guathanychat@gmail. You can hit me up there too. Try to reach out to me and say, hey, I'd like to sponsor the channel. It'd be really cool. We can buy a couple McChickens with that money. But anyway, this has been number 69. 69 on the list. This is crazy we've even made it this far. It's crazy we've even made it this far. But we're going to go for number 70 tomorrow, and y'all have a good night. Bye.
I'm handsome, I'm fast, I'm pretty, and can't possibly be beat.
High fly ball into right field. She is gone.
They might be going to call George Brett out.
Well, he's out.
Yes, sir.
Brett is out. Look at this. Brett is out. And
He's steaming mad.
he is out.
Swung, fly ball deep left center. Grissom on the run. Yes! The Atlanta Braves have given you a championship.
Auburn going after it. Here's a good snap. It is blocked. It is blocked. It's caught on the run. It's caught on the run. He's going to score. David Wagner. David Wagner has scored. And Auburn is tied the game.
It's good! It's good! It's good! It's good! It's good! It's good! Van Tippen has won the ball game. Alabama has beaten Auburn.
I'd like for the people to remember me as being a winner, because I ain't never been that